Yep, that's right. I'm a dirty carnivore. Yep. I eat nothing but meat. Meat, and more meat. Yep, we're going to be talking about all the different weird things I eat. But today we're going to be talking about, well, some of the munchies that I have every once in a while, especially in the summertime, because they are full of evil salt. Okay, you guys, well, in the summertime, not always, not every summer, in fact, many summers, while being a carnivore, I have not indulged in pork rinds. I generally do not eat pork, but this summer, for some reason, I just had a big hankering for it, so I decided to do it, and I usually go with these guys. And they're my favorite because they're nice and fluffy, and they're pretty cheap, and you can get them anywhere. However, you know, they're conventional pork. They're not, you know, anything to write home about, and the pigs probably weren't really humanely raised, and so I try not to do that all the time, but I figure every once in a while it's okay. And then I found these. These are supposed to be from better sources of pork. Now, I'm not advocating either one of these brands. I figure, hey, if you can find something that is within your carnivore diet realm that works for you, that doesn't make you feel sick or whatever, go for it. There's all different kinds of brands of pork rinds out there, I have found. Even some really interesting looking ones from the dollar store that I might want to try. But these right here, you know, go with a lot of my moral standing, as you would say, for animal husbandry and welfare. The Epic brand has always, even before they were bought out by General Mills, I think they have always tried to find the best sources of whatever ingredients that they had put in their products. And what I love about pork rinds is they have two ingredients. It's basically the skin of the pig and salt. You know, same thing on this one. It says ingredients, pork rinds and salt. You know, this one, like I said, pork skins, salt, pink Himalayan sea salt, and sea salt. So it's basically pork skin and salt. Now on my diet, I can't go wrong with that. I generally stick to just meat and salt. But yeah, I just, every once in a while, you know, you got to have some munchies. And I'm thinking too, like if I ever do decide to go on a through hike or something like that, these would be pretty much a lifesaver, I think, for snacks on the trail. Because, you know, everybody else sits there and they eat like granola and trail mix. Well, I could eat pork rinds. I don't see why not. I'm a carnivore, right? Okay, so I already know that I like the Mission brand ones. And I have tried some other brands too that were the conventional that I really liked too before I found the Epic. So I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna see how they taste. This is the first time I've tasted these with the sea salt only. I had some that I brought to a potluck recently that had, like, you know, jalapeno pepper flavoring on them, and I didn't like that too much, but I liked the whole principle of, you know, the good ingredients and things like that. And I've been researching this company for a while, and I would eat their products if I can tolerate some of the other ingredients that they put in some of their things. This is one of the very few products that they have that doesn't have anything other than just salt to flavor it. And hopefully they, you know, they will start making more things that are just meat and salt. I'm really hoping that there's this company that's called Carnivore Snacks that's going to be coming along here. They've just got like a Kickstarter program now, and I heard about them on Meat RX, which is Sean Baker's website, if you guys are interested. That's anything and everything to do with carnivore. But this lady, she invented carnivore snacks because she's like me. She can only tolerate salt on her food right now. And so she was traveling and had some issues and decided that she would just basically make her own jerky, because that's what I need to do as well. If I want jerky, I have to make it myself. And it's not feasible in a van, so I don't do it anymore. I mean, I guess I could, but it just, you know, it's just a pain in the butt, even living in sticks and bricks. And so this lady, you know, she has this big food dehydrator and started making this stuff, and she's going to start selling it hopefully soon. And it may be expensive, but for a treat every once in a while, it would be nice to have something like that. But I'm hoping that Epic does that too, because they're, you know, they're a bigger company, and you know, they can probably get a lot of stuff out to the masses. But I'm very happy that they have these pork rinds. And so without further ado, guys, I'm going to try the Epic pork rinds. You know, and you guys can see my first impression of it. I did this on purpose because I wanted to show this to you guys. And they look pretty much like, you know, the regular pork rinds. They say they're oven baked, so they supposedly don't have as much fat. But that's okay. I'll try them anyway. I can actually see the salt, the little salt crystals. I don't know. Yeah, the camera doesn't pick that up. But you could actually see the little crystals of salt, which in the summertime, especially for carnivores, it's really important. I mean, everybody needs more salt in the summer if they're sweating, especially, or doing activities which, you know, that require a lot of, you know, heavy lifting, etc. And I, you know, I do all the above. So salt is very important. And so I try to, if I do have snacks and things like that, I try to make them salty. So here goes. Let's see what it tastes like. Not bad. Not bad at all. A little more salty than the Mission brand, believe it or not. At least I could taste the salt more. They're pretty good. I think I'd recommend these to you guys. Anybody that's, you know, wanting to be on the carnivore diet, or any, you know, person that's wanting to snack on stuff like pork rinds but felt guilty because they were, you know, from a place where pigs weren't treated so well. Now you can snack on your pork rinds guilt-free. But yeah, I think that's pretty good. And yeah, like I said, even the ones that have all the, that were, you know, conventionally raised or whatever, I don't have a reaction to. I tend to not eat pork though, as a rule, because I just don't like the aftertaste. I can handle bacon, but a lot of the cured porks and stuff like that, they just have too many additives in them, especially in our country, in the US. And so a lot of times I just don't buy pork products. Every once in a while, if I can find some good pastured pork belly or something like that, I will get that, but that's few and far between. Even where I live, where we have farmers that do pastured pork, it's really popular, so it's kind of expensive, and when I go into the butcher shop to get it, the selection isn't quite there. So and I don't like the way they cure their bacon, because they do just like the store. When they cure their bacon, they add a lot of added spices and ingredients and things like that I'm just not tolerant of anymore. But yeah, and so yeah, I recommend these things for you guys. If you're on the carnivore journey, this could help out, especially with transitioning, because if you're used to, you know, the standard American junk food diet, this really will help you transition over to a carnivore, because it's just like eating chips. They're pretty addictive too, just as an FYI. So especially if you, like I say, if you're hot and sweaty in the summertime and you just need some extra salt and you want that crunch, it's, yeah, I think that's something that could help you guys out during, you know, transitioning to being a carnivore. And also, if you're like me and you live in your van, car, truck, SUV, or RV, and you don't have a very big space to keep meat, or if you don't have refrigeration, having snacks like these, like I said, could be pretty much a lifesaver. And if you want to go on backpacking trips and things like that, they're lightweight. Yeah, they're kind of poofy. They kind of take up a lot of space, but at least they don't weigh anything. And it's real meat. It's real protein and real fat and real salt and all that kind of stuff. So even the ones that are from the supermarket that are just the regular kind, I would recommend taking on a hike or anything like that. And I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be throwing these in my day pack, or like I say, if I go on a through hike someday, which I really would like to do, even if it's just a short one. you know, a couple 100 miles or something like that, I would definitely be taking pork rinds because I think that they would be very helpful, especially now that I know that I can still tolerate them and I don't feel yucky after eating them. Now here comes the dirty carnivore part. Okay, first of all, I'm sure a lot of vegetarians and vegans out there that might be watching my channel, or you know, just flipping through and checking this out, they're probably gonna think, you know, I'm a dirty evil person because I'm a carnivore or whatever. Well, you know, like I've stated before, I have a lot of health issues that led me down this path, and I started off being a vegetarian because I really care about the welfare of animals. I really care about the environment. I really care about the health of my body, the health and well-being of the planet. And you know, I started off as a young person, especially to help my own health to be better. I changed my diet to very strict vegetarian at a very young age. And like I said before, we made all of our food from scratch. There were very little, you know, marketed pre-made vegetarian foods or fake meat or whatever out there. And the ones that we did have tasted terrible. And so my friends and I that were vegetarians and vegans, we literally had to make everything from scratch. So it wasn't like we were eating junk. And a lot of the food that I ate was, you know, 2 or 3 ingredients other than spices. So it wasn't like I was eating all this garbage. And I still got even sicker and fatter than I ever was. So you can call me a dirty carnivore all you want. I don't care. I'll just laugh and go, okay, well, whatever. But it works out better for me. And also, that term comes up because stuff like pork rinds and hot dogs and bologna and spam and all this, like, you know, quote unquote junky meat, you know, they call it dirty food. And if that's what it takes for you to transition from the standard American diet, from the SAD diet, which I really feel is a sad diet. It's very sad that we have to eat this way. But if you have never eaten anything different and you want to transition and change your diet, at least for a little while, to become carnivore, but you just can't wrap your head around, you know, not having certain things, eat the bacon, eat the spam, eat the yucky little sausages in a can, whatever you got to do, all that salami, bologna, all that kind of stuff. Just don't do it forever. And I'm not saying that once you become a regular carnivore and you're used to it, that you can't ever indulge in that. Because sometimes, you know, I will have pork rinds, or I will have a piece of salami or a piece of prosciutto, or sometimes I'll have a little bit of bacon. Some of those things, like those other meats, other than stuff that just has salt and meat in it, I do tend to pay for. I don't feel my best for days, sometimes even weeks after I eat those things. So I have to really like do a cost analysis on that. But if you can tolerate all these plant foods and you're just trying to optimize your diet and you're just trying to, you know, maybe, you know, solve some performance issues in the gym or something like that, or you just want to lose a few pounds, so you decide to become carnivore, but you can still eat herbs and spices, by all means do it. And by all means, every once in a while, if you want to have some pepperoni or salami, go for it. You know, don't be totally dogmatic about it. Be a dirty carnivore if that's what it takes, because I would rather see people eat processed, horrible, yucky canned ham or whatever you want to eat at the time, like spam, something posing as meat. You know, I'd rather see people eat that stuff than eat, you know, cereal or granola, or, you know, granola bars, and, you know, all these super green smoothies and all these healthy, you know, heart healthy foods that are doing nothing but turning you into a sick, fat diabetic. I'd rather see people eat real, good, nutrient dense, healthy foods. You know, and I'm sorry for all you naysayers out there, but bologna probably has more nutrients in it than a freaking granola bar. So, you know, if that's what it takes to get you on this path to feeling better and doing your best in your life and having mental clarity and joints that don't hurt and hair that doesn't fall out as bad and all these wonderful things that I've gotten to experience and other people have gotten to experience in this journey that we've been on, go ahead, be a dirty carnivore. Eat your junky, processed, yucky, supposedly cancer-causing meat, just to transition. And like I say, if you want to have it for a treat every once in a while, go ahead. And yeah, guys, I just wanted to put all this stuff out there because you know, I've just been hearing a lot about it lately, and every once in a while I like to put, you know, carnivore stuff on the channel, and I like to show people what I eat. And so lately, because it's been really hot and I guess I've just been needing extra salt for whatever reason, I just decided that I was going to try to see what it was like to eat some pork rinds, because I haven't had any in a few years, and it turns out I really enjoy them. And I found a very nice brand that are, well, I think that they treat the pigs a lot better, and all that good stuff than most of the brands. But if you can't find Epic, or you don't want to pay for them because they are a little bit more, I think sometimes they're 50 cents to $1 a bag more than the other kind, but they're still, I think they're still cheaper than potato chips anyway, which has been my experience here. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and try it, you know, do it. I think I don't see anything wrong with it. I think that they're good. I think they taste good, and come winter time, I probably won't want them anymore. I'll probably be tired of them, you know, and that's great. I'll just eat more next summer or something like that. So yeah, I hope you guys got something out of this. If you did, please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And yeah, just remember to check my video descriptions for new stuff down there, or old stuff. And I've got some affiliate links and all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, I just wanted to show you guys my new snack. I finally actually have a snack. That's another thing. Carnivores don't have very many things that they could snack on. And usually we don't snack, but it's nice to have that option. And like I say, I think I'm just craving more salt. So there you go. All right, you guys, have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.